All right, well, hello everyone, and welcome to Chocobo Central, episode 5. Not too bad, right? I shook that rust off. I shook it off.
It felt good. Yeah,
No more
very
rust.
natural.
No more rust. It's been a little while. I apologize, but I wanted to do Dragon Ball Super, which is what we're going to be doing today, with Kyle. And Kyle's been a bit busy.
Yeah,
Nothing that you.
been life, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I wanted to make sure. I wanted it to keep concise. I wanted one to follow the other before anything else gets done. So I was being a good friend and waiting for you, Kyle. Thank you for your patience as well.
Thank you for your patience
Oh,
because it's your show, and the fact that you would pause it to have this wonderful conversation about a wonderful anime with me is very heartwarming, and I genuinely mean that. So thank you.
Oh, absolutely, Kyle. Of course. Well, I don't know about you, Kyle, but time has come and I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
The good reference. I like that.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Has come, I'm ready to go, venturing into the unknown. Fires inside me must be unleashed. People talking nonsense all day. Come, that's all they can say. I can't get no satisfaction. Challenges may come, fighting's just begun. There's no stopping me from spreading out my wings. Concentrate my power in the final hour. In the end, I am gonna win. Don't you know I'm unstoppable? Don't even try, cause you will fall. I got a strength deep in my soul that gives me courage and control. I'll go beyond the limit break. The universe is mine to take. I have no fear, I think it's clear. Let's kick it up into high gear. Oh, this is Dragon Ball Super. We've got the skills to blow our way.
All right. Well, basically, so we did 3.5 hours ish of Dragon Ball Z discussion, which seems long, but like really, that could have gone longer if you really think about it.
Longer, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a ton to talk about, but I think we did a pretty good, concise episode there. Super.
I feel like it'd be good to watch that episode if you're trying to I don't want to watch Z, I just want to jump into Super. Watch that podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we had all the notes. Yeah,
yeah, it's like our version of Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we whittled it down to 3 hours. Like we're
right.
I don't know. I'm not
cutting
saying
all that filler.
I'm not saying we're geniuses, but
But we are. Because we could certainly create something a little more creative than Dragon Ball, or I'm sorry, Super Saiyan Blue. Am I right?
Hey, I like it. It's blue.
It's my favorite color, to be honest. But just saying. But yeah, we're gonna do Dragon Ball Super, and we're gonna discuss that. Now, the manga is still ongoing, obviously.
Yeah, very ahead of where this anime has stopped. So
okay, yeah, there's like, at least that I know of, a couple of major arcs after the tournament.
It's at least one full arc, and we might be into, if not through, half of another one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. So this is not going to be as sort of robust as that last episode, because that was, Dragon Ball Z ended many years ago. So there was a beginning and an end there. We could discuss the whole thing. So this is just going to be more us being just, we love Dragon Ball. We're fans. Just kind of more of like just shooting from the hip, general discussion, just weebing out, right? We're just going to weebs. We're going to be reebs.
Yay.
Yay. But like a real quick synopsis here, Kyle, in case you didn't know, Dragon Ball Super is 6 months after the defeat of Majin Buu, which is where Z ended.
I gotta be honest, I may have not known that. I gotta be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. There you go. Fun fact. Well, technically, there's like that epilogue, right? But like that epilogue is even after Super.
This takes place in between that, which is problematic, but we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, right, exactly. But basically, 6 months after Buu is defeated, peace returns to Earth. Goku is now a radish farmer, obviously.
Because if you save the world a few times, that's what you become. So.
Yeah, you might as well, make just big bucks off of radishes. all his friends living peaceful lives. However, a new threat appears in the form of Beerus, the god of destruction. Considered the most terrifying being in the entire universe, Beerus is eager to fight the legendary warrior seen in a prophecy foretold decades ago, known as the Super Saiyan God. So, before the actual show starts, we got a couple of movies.
Yeah, which were just the first 2 seasons. You can't call it that because Dragon Ball has only had 1 season, Dragon Ball Super, which is weird to think about. It's had a lot of arcs in that season, but it's 1 season, which the structure of that's weird to me. But yeah, so the first 2 major arcs are the first 2 movies.
Battle of Gods and
did
Resurrection
you see those
F.
first, just out of curiosity? Okay, before watching this? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I wanted to watch the movies because I was under the impression, and it is true, that the animation was better, obviously.
Yeah.
The movies had better animation.
In those specific seasons, yeah.
Arcs,
yeah.
And they did add like a couple extra things in the show, which is like interesting, but it's
I
like
think they added a whole Ginyu arc in the show, right?
So Ginyu,
he's not in the movie,
the leader.
Though, right?
No, he's not.
I thought that was a good addition because you know what? Big sucker for Ginyu.
Yeah.
That guy's come a long way,
Well, it's funny. So in the movie, the guy that Ginyu possesses, he dies like super fast. Like Frieza just throws him right out of the ship into space. Dude's dead. But then in the show, he's not, and Ginyu possesses his body. So
yeah.
And Gohan actually struggles against him because Gohan's, unfortunately, a little bit of a bitch.
Can I just say, Gohan is a character that's perpetually on the precipice of being cool, but never reaching it. It's just like you're always right there, and we're all kind of cheering for you, but we're all kind of sick of your shit too. In terms of just not arriving where we need you to be.
It's Toriyama's fault.
Yeah, I don't know. Does he hate that character too? I don't know.
I mean, hey, he gets his due at the end of the Cell Saga.
He does, but that was it.
Yeah.
That was the pinnacle of his fighting career, Well, this next movie looks like it's about to be a lot about him.
Yes.
Looks like he gets a new form, so it's cool.
Exactly.
I don't know if the Red Ribbon Army is pumping out god level androids these days, but that's kind of the tier we're at now, so that's gonna be fun to have them explain that. But
right, well, because it seems like they're the main bad guys that they're kind of
which I love.
Against.
Which I guess that's my major thing about Super. Just to kind of kick off with something I love about it is it's such a throwback and celebration of Dragon Ball. You're bringing back a lot of the those kid characters that are in at the beginning. Those are all the bad guys of the original Dragon Ball series. And they fumbly I think asked for an extended life and they became kids. I forget the semantics of that. Doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah, because they're actually adults. But
having those characters back is a big deal. For people like me who've been watching forever. It's oh my god, you're paying attention to Pilaf. No one knows who Pilaf is unless you watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah. I don't even remember the other two's name.
I don't either. Pilaf and his henchmen.
But what the chick is actually important because Maya. Yes, thank you. Because she's actually in an arc within Super in the future.
You made her cool. Yeah, you made her cool. So I do love all the throwback stuff there. Making Master Roshi important again, in the Tournament of Power, was a really good addition. They even kind of explaining why he's more powerful all of a sudden. I'm whatever, dude. I'm here for that explanation. He and just to wrap that up, he just gave up being pervy, and it just made him more powerful.
Yeah.
Now most of his brain's not thinking about women, 100% is thinking about the task at hand, and he's more powerful now. And you know what? Bought all the way into it.
I mean, it makes sense in real life if you're just that much of a you're so distracted.
Yeah. When he showed up and fought in the Frieza saga with no explanation, so it's at least they tried here. They're yeah, whatever. He gave up being a perv.
Right.
Takes a lot of energy to be a perv, guys. Just stop.
He's got some sneaky moves up his sleeve too. With that jar and everything. And
he was very fun. Yeah, and that's a throwback too, man. That was the thing that Goku had to learn to beat Piccolo, and evil containment wave or something like that. It's good stuff. It just Super felt like a celebration of all things Dragon Ball. Even calling out to stuff like GT in ways like these galaxy balls. Not that they were ever that big,
Mhm.
in GT, but like the idea that there were like Dragon Balls in space that you had to go collect and stuff like that, like that all that stuff like derived from GT, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like it just everything feels like a celebration and of that, and like it's the only anime thus far that has like brought me back to feeling like I'm a teenager, running home from school, catching Dragon Ball Z episodes or anime of any type, Gundam Wing or Tenchi Muyo or whatever
Yeah.
was on Toonami at that time. Running home and just being like completely enamored with this new form of art, that my little brain was, consuming. So
Yeah.
it takes me back, man. There's many moments that we're about to talk about that just like really
And
like this is why I watch this,
exactly. And for better or worse, they really in Super they focus pretty much mainly on Goku and Vegeta. That's like the main focus of the crew, right? That kind
Yeah.
of like honing in on, because essentially what we have is we're introduced to, so basically Beerus is a god of destruction, so we're introduced to that concept, and then things start to kind of unravel there in the beginning, and we learn about multiple alternate universes. So there's is it 12 or 13? I forget. Either 12 or 13. Yeah, there's either 12 or 13 alternate universes. So basically, like there's a universe that has Saiyans that are alive, for example. They don't look exactly the same, but they exist. They weren't killed by Frieza, because Frieza doesn't exist in that universe, or at least literally Frieza. There's a different Frieza.
Yeah, Frost.
Yeah. Frost, yes. Who's also a little bastard.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially we're kind of divided into these sagas, but like throughout these sagas, it's all right. Well, Goku and Vegeta are learning about these gods, and essentially training with
they're ascending, like it's a journey of ascension,
yeah, and attaining like god energy, right?
Which has always been Z's. He's always about transforming and stuff like that. But now we're in the realm of like becoming, like you're saying, like gods, or at least on the level of power of gods. Hell, in that Dragon Ball Super movie, him and Broly like break the universe and like,
oh my
yeah. But we can get into that later.
I know.
But like, that's where we're at. Like they're fighting so hard, and you see that in the movie of not Resurrection F, the Battle of the Gods. Like where they're like reality's kind of ripping at the seams a little bit as they're fighting. And it's we're in some cool territories here. It's they've really embraced like the power dynamic. From being a show about martial arts tournaments to now about like people who can blow up planets with a blink of an eye, so
yeah, just disintegrate yeah, exactly. Like Beerus basically, he's on some random planet, and they're giving him like the whatever amount of course meal, and he's like, it's just okay. And then him and Whis, his like essentially sort of like his guardian, he's an angel essentially, kind of like his little like right hand man there, they just like float above the planet. He just disintegrates like half of it. Just immediately, just half of it gone. Yeah. So it's like that's what we're looking at here. We're dealing with gods and angels, and Goku and Vegeta are gonna go train with Whis so they can unlock all this new potential, because obviously they got to get stronger. That's just what part of us being a Saiyan is.
Story. Yeah, that's the whole story at this point, and the more focus on those two characters are maybe a con for me, because Dragon Ball's always been a ensemble piece for me. I'm always rooting for characters like Tien, like the background characters who just show up when it matters and like puts in their all, but like is never good enough to do anything, because I just love underdogs, But so we're kind of leaving those characters in the dust, even though a lot of them come back for the Tournament of Powers, which again, like that's more that celebration and that embrace of like legacy and stuff like that I think Super pulls off so well. But there's no denying that the focus is on on those two main characters, which they're the main characters, whatever, it happens.
Yeah, exactly. When we get to so Frieza is resurrected, hence the Resurrection F standing for Frieza, which is like that second arc there, right after all the stuff that happens with Beerus. We're introduced pretty quickly into this new series, a new level of Super Saiyan Kyle.
Yeah, and I don't. It just kind of happens. He's like, I'm blue now. They don't really explain it or anything.
Well, they go into that little pocket dimension, which I think is almost like a hyperbolic time chamber. So I think they
explain it more in the show than they do the movie, for sure. Right. But like, there's not a clear like this is how you get there. Yeah. Which it is what it is, which might be maybe some of your issues, like with it's just blue, and like again, there's not a lot of depth to these transformations.
That's what I've said before, like. even though I never watched GT, I remember like when I first learned about it, I was like, "Oh shit, Super Saiyan 4? Like what is this?" And like they actually like look really different. They got like
Sure.
the red fur on them and the tail grows back and the hair's super long and like I think their eyes are gold. Like
Yeah,
they
and yeah, absolutely.
there's a uniqueness to the look
And
of the
I definitely
transformation.
respect your yearning for something to look different. Hate
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
character design, like with every fiber of my being. I think it looks so dumb. But like, I
Sure.
understand everything that you're saying. Like, that
Yeah,
totally
yeah, yeah.
resonates with me of wanting something just like, wow, they really transformed or whatever. I will
Right.
say also to play devil's advocate to myself, even just putting like blue on top of red when he did that, like that's a big move.
With
Like
the Kaioken,
kind
yeah.
of really won me over. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the I'm a sucker for that where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna use this move with that move, and it's gonna make I'm gonna have
Yeah.
more blue electricity around me now, or whatever. You know, like Vegeta finds his own kind of way to
Yeah.
transform a couple times that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
outside of the Ultra Instinct, and it's just kind of like twists on like merging blue and red together. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that, but also I totally understand the yearning for
Yeah.
like major transformations where characters look completely different, especially because like you're a practitioner of anime,
Of
knowledge.
course.
You've seen a few anime, like we're
Yeah.
used to major transformations in these shonen like stories,
Absolutely.
maybe
Dude,
changing hair colors isn't the depth that we're looking for here.
in freaking Naruto, like I mean, as time goes on, he's learning all these unique abilities, and like he's like, oh man, like learning with the frog. He's training with those frogs, and then like his body like has a sort of like this fiery look to it, with sort of like these dark like things floating. It just Naruto really embraces that as
Yeah,
he's getting older,
yeah,
training and becoming a better ninja, so on and so like yeah, like I love that series, and
yeah.
that's something I'm a big fan of, is sort of that visual representation of changing and growing and
It really,
becoming
it really,
stronger.
it really cements the journey. Like when you get to a new level of power that just is memorable in the way that it is. It's like that first time you see Super Saiyan, you're like, dude, that he looks different. He's got
Yeah.
gold hair, he's got blue
Well,
eyes, there's
Kyle, so
electricity
that's
all over him. Like
yeah,
it was
that's the thing.
exciting.
I mean, you remember we were what? I'm assuming you were probably also in high school when we first like saw Goku go Super Saiyan.
By the time I got over here, I think it was ninth or well, maybe it was like eighth grade. I don't know, middle school, high school,
Yeah,
somewhere around there. Yeah,
Krillin exploding in the sky,
so sick.
Goku just being like, "You motherfucker!" Like,
Yeah, I'm super into it. Yeah.
so, and I didn't get that feeling. Also, I'm not a kid, but like I don't know. I
Sure.
watch
Yeah.
anime
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and I do get excited with certain moments.
But that feeling comes in other ways in Super, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
get that feeling with the Kamehameha skip, you get that feeling with Ultra Instinct for the first time,
Yeah.
at least I did. I can't speak for you, but
Ultra
like,
Instinct, yeah, Ultra Instinct was very cool, and Vegeta going like extra blue
yeah.
was really cool.
That was his like path,
Yeah,
I'm
and his
gonna,
eyes getting like really like almost like glittery
yeah.
shiny, like yeah.
Yeah. Man, things got really glittery shiny by the end of that. Everyone
So
was
many
just
colors.
glittery and shiny. Yeah, it was a drag queen's dream, man. I promise. It was,
So Kyle, let's get the negatives out of the way, all right? Let's get the negatives out of the way. What are some of your cons so far with Dragon Ball Super, if you have?
there is still filler like in between the arcs.
Yes.
Cut it out. I don't care.
Like
I don't care about like liquid
copy Vegeta.
I don't care about liquid goo Vegeta. Yeah, I don't care like at all. Like even a little bit I don't care. Like it just there's no microscopic caring at all for any of that stuff.
Right,
so.
right. I wonder if that was almost like an homage to was it Baby Vegeta from GT?
Maybe I don't know. I mean, if it was an homage and if people were really big fans of that, this was a really bad homage, and I'd be pretty upset.
Sure.
Even if I did like that arc. Oh, which I didn't. I think the Baby Vegeta arc is a mess at best. Interesting ideas. Turning Goku into a kid is not one of them.
No.
Yeah. Again, Pilaf came back to do that, so that's another throwback. We brought Pilaf back. There's a GT, reference.
They turned it around on him and made him kid.
Yeah, they did. That's absolutely right. I've never actually connected that bridge. They 100% inverted it. Yeah. That's 1,000% a callback to GT. So there you go, GT. There you go, you 3 GT fans out there who really just love that show.
You're welcome.
All 3 of you that also somehow listen to this show. It's just really coincidental. But I don't know. Outside of that, I don't have a lot of negatives. I just really enjoyed the celebration of Dragon Ball being back and stuff like that. but it's still filler BS. There's even like episodes during the Tournament of Power that they're like, we're gonna sneak in some filler here. I'm like, how did you do that? You snuck in this whole Brienne thing.
Oh my god,
that no one cares about. Not the single person on Earth cares about. And it's like, it's the stuff that they were like, we don't know what happens next with like Jiren or whatever. So you get Brienne or whatever. And I hated all that stuff, So
I mean, you could spin it as a positive where they were just like letting loose with creativity, man. They were just like, hey, this bitch just hurls love at people.
Okay, let me double down on that thought too. The creativity aspect. There's a whole universe of just wolf people wearing different scarves.
Yeah, and
That's
but their universe sucks apparently. So
yeah, so does their character design. So that's what's interesting about that. So there's a lot of like there's not a lot of creativity, and like think of all the characters that you like in the Tournament of Power. You know what I mean? It's not many, I imagine. I can't speak for you, but like, could you make a top 10 list of people who are not from, Goku's universe? Most of them would be from Jiren's team for me. You know what I mean? Because they're the most fleshed out, and some of them are kind of interesting. I ended up really liking what's his face, the big guy who looks like Dr. Robotnik.
Oh sure, yeah.
I think they have
remember.
They have different names in the English.
You mean the robot, the doctor that fused with the robots, right?
No. I just say he looks like Dr. Eggman because he has that Dr. Eggman like mustache.
Okay.
Like, he's the guy who ends up being like the god of destruction. Like
yeah. Hold on. I had
he was one. He's a character that I hated when I saw him. I was like, you're just a big guy with a dumb mustache or whatever. And then by the end of his arc, like, I totally turned around on him when he started like tapping into that god of destruction power and was really mad at Vegeta. And I really liked that stuff. I thought that worked really well. But those would be like the things that I would gripe about. It was just like I wish there were more memorable characters with memorable abilities in the Tournament of Power. We did get a lot of really cool stuff, but like with like over 50 characters, like I couldn't name you 10 that I really loved. Top, yeah. Topa, like Japan, which is just top, and you
had Bunny Man, you got Dispo.
Dispo's cool. I like Dispo. He's the fast guy, right?
Yeah, fast guy.
Him. Yeah. I like him a lot. I like Hit. I know that's not part of the same universe, but Hit's
Hit's pretty chill. He's pretty chill.
There were other like fights and characters that I hated. Like there's a giant Winnie the Pooh character that I just don't care about. You know what I'm talking about? Like the yellow bear character with the red shirt.
Yeah.
Literally,
where he's like bouncy. He's got like bouncy flesh.
Yeah, I hate him. I think he fights Boo. Hate him. Or maybe he fights Go. I don't give a shit. I hated that character. And what was the other one from that universe? It was like a giant Iron Giant robot guy. Don't care about that character.
Gets all emotional when you insult him.
Don't care. Yeah. So, and these are characters they spend a lot of time on, and I'm just like, you guys are not hitting out of the park with these guys, and you should know that and stop spending time on them. So there are some shortcomings again there with the creativity on some of the characters, but I don't have a lot of gripes, man. Let me stop talking. What are your gripes?
Well, so like we mentioned earlier, the transformations a little lackluster for me. I mean, still cool. I mean, Ultra Instinct is just like visually really cool because like it's not just simply silver. It's the way that they sort of draw like his aura and like the energy like circling around him.
Like tracers too when he moves.
Yeah. And like it there's almost like a animalistic nature to him when he's using it. Like the way he screams.
Yeah, growls and screams. Yeah.
Yeah, is really cool. But while visually like again, I like sort of like a unique look to the visual change. I do like how by the time we get to Tournament of Power, Goku is like literally switching between all of these forms like that. Like he goes to like Super Saiyan God, back to Blue, Super Saiyan. Like he bounces around, which is really cool because he's just like using all of this like different weapons in his repertoire,
Also good for reusing cells. So
yes,
it is also money efficient too. So.
Yeah, well, and that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
that makes sense from that.
But it is cool. It's a cool use. Like when they start really getting used to like the powers, which Goku does better than Vegeta. Like he really starts switching between the two of them. Like I have to speed up for this punch, but at the last second I'll turn blue so it hits a little harder. It's really interesting. But yeah, again, yeah, you can see the budget written all over the show whenever you talk about the transformations, because like making a big, GT Super Saiyan 4 transformation, you gotta draw new cells for that, buddy. You gotta draw all new cells. We can't reuse old. You gotta hire someone to do that. Like that's a lot of man hours.
Exactly.
But hey, if my hair changes color, we don't have to do anything. Maybe make him a little skinnier, which you will probably do in post. Like, and just shrink it down a little bit.
Yeah, because when he goes Super Saiyan God, he's slightly slimmer.
Yeah.
And then back to Blue, he's got the definition. But I'd say my only other gripe, if I was to pick one, and this one's just a little more nitpicky, and there was articles about this, which I remember because I hadn't watched Super yet, was the beginning of Super. The animation was not great. It was rough.
This is a major gripe and a major oversight on my end. This is a huge issue. Like, you're talking about you're talking about a show that prints so much money that like by the time that those two movies had come out, Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods, like those movies did so well internationally in theaters. The DVDs sold off the show. Like this is a major hit from a franchise that was nothing but hits while it was running in the 90s and late 80s. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they would just go, we're going to cut some corners here on our big comeback tour with our brand new show in the very first couple seasons or couple arcs or whatever, and just phone it in completely. Like, just as much as we can with as many cells as we can get away with. And I think they thought we weren't going to notice, but, like, I don't know what world they're living in, but, like, it wasn't even like you had to pause it to, like, make sure, like, oh, I caught it and look how bad it is. There were, like, stretches of moments that looked awful. You know what I mean?
I'm going to insert it as we're talking about this right now. I'm going to just insert images as I'm editing this. So I'm saying this right now for my own reference.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good insert. It's, I mean, it's cute. It's horrifying levels of like dysmorphia, like the way that they're like drawn and stuff like that. Like it's not great.
It's a distance thing too. Like what I notice when I look at images is a lot of it is, when they're doing like these really far away pan shots.
Yeah. There's a Goku shaped thing over there.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's just like some inflatable.
Not detailed, it's just kind of Goku shaped and colored,
Yeah, it just, a lot of the shots that are far away seem to be the issue. But yeah, also like there's the Beerus fight up on, what is it, King Kai's planet. When he's just like, I just want to spar with you. Can I spar with you? Yeah. A lot of those exchanges, when you're looking at like still images, you're like, oh my God, was it a 5-year-old? Like,
and I know that like it would probably be really jarring to like bring stuff in from the movie, but like you animated that fight already really well. Why couldn't you just use that footage? I don't know. I know like the movie production looks way different, and maybe in that I think we would have been less mad about it if it looked all of a sudden really better for no reason than all of a sudden worse for no reason. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, by the time you get to Tournament of Power, it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, there's no qualms about Tournament of Power. There's so many like new uses of colors and like those tracer
just like the background around the actual like whatever arena, like it just if you look up in the sky or whatever you want to call that, because it's some weird pocket dimension, like the colors that change over time in the background is like mixed with everything going on with the blasts, and it just that tournament, that whole at the end there, they really just like were like, let's throw all the money towards the end here.
Right. Yeah, I think they really knew that they had something big with that tournament, which like tournaments for me is Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z. Like I'm always like that's why Cell Games is such a big hit for people, I think. When you're talking about Dragon Ball, that's what you're thinking about as tournaments, and that's how you enter the Buu Saga's tournament. Like, there's just a history of tournaments here. So, like, again, the culmination of having this giant, like, multiversal tournament, which, like, hey, guys, Dragon Ball was doing multiverse before it was cool, They got there first, I guess, in this big craze that we're in the middle of now. But, like, I don't know. I think that by the time we get to that saga, like, all the animation issues kind of clear themselves up. And I do not think that that's a nitpicky gripe. I think that
I was downplaying it.
It's abysmal, and everybody involved should be like really disappointed in themselves.
I want them to bow and shame.
Lots of shame upon your family for sure.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Would you say Tournament of Power is your favorite like arc or saga or whatever?
I would say so, man. But like, dude, that Future Trunks Black Goku saga is aces, man. I think it's so aces. I think it's so. You brought back my favorite character, Future Trunks, because like the guy shows up with a sword. Kyle 101 put a sword in a situation that it doesn't belong at all.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and like I'm here for it. You know what I mean? So it's
And
like
they escalate it, Kyle. It's his sword breaks, and then he has like a lightsaber, basically.
he has a lightsaber. This is the greatest crossover ever for good old Kyle over here. You know. So I really like that saga a lot. I think the stakes in that saga, like it really sets the stage for like we're fighting gods now. You're fighting a renegade god who killed all the other gods, you know. Like
Yep.
it's a really dark story. You're picking back up with a character that like got control of his really dark timeline, and then it got darker somehow, you know. This poor fucking kid, dude.
Like, how does he just not have like all of the depression? Just
yeah,
all
I
of
have
it.
no idea. Yeah,
Just like
that world is a giant depression. Yeah, it's just I like that they brought him back. I loved all of the. You would think this is like, oh, so he fights a dark Goku, you know? And it's like, yeah, I mean,
Goku Black.
on paper, it's stupid, you know,
So-
for sure. But it actually is a lot of fun by the end of it because like it's just about this really egotistical god who kind of like recreated himself as his arch nemesis, and by the end of it couldn't stand himself, so he fused with himself, and that breaks the universe, and it's
So
it's ridiculous.
So I wanted to
and
ask
love
you,
it.
because you kind of broke it down there real simple, Kyle, but it's
Yeah.
a lot more convoluted than that. It is.
I really simplified it.
extremely convoluted.
Yeah, I really, but that's what happens. But yeah,
So-
they explain it over the course of 40 episodes in a really weird
If-
way.
If you can humor me, Kyle, I'm gonna try to read this as fast as I can.
Okay.
I have here, so real quick, Goku Black in the what is it, the Trunks Future Trunks saga. So future, like you said, Future Trunks comes back.
Yeah.
He gets involved again. Basically, he beat, like, what was he even says, like, yeah, Boo showed up, but I killed Boo and I took care of
Yeah.
what was it, Deborah.
Yeah.
Like, he took care of all of them.
Yeah,
And then
by himself. You know?
Yes, by himself, and then still somebody shows up. So Goku Black, essentially Goku's it is Goku's body, but like there's this whole thing. All right, let me.
It is the whole thing.
Sorry, I lost it. All right, I'm gonna try to read this. I'm gonna try to read this as fast as I can. It is kind of a lot, but all right. So explaining Goku Black. Dubbed Goku Black by future Bulma because he looks like Goku, wears black, and is evil. The true identity of this villain is eventually revealed by Zamasu, the apprentice to the Supreme Kai of Universe 10. A Supreme Kai's responsibility to their assigned universe is to kickstart life, then simply observe its progress. Zamasu hails from Universe 10, where he studied to become the new Supreme Kai. However, Zamasu grows to despise the mortals he is tasked with watching over, seeing them as violent, selfish, ugly stains on the beauty of life. He has a very theatrical way about him.
He's
too,
right, though. Yeah.
Right. No, he is. This hatred even warps into a hatred for other gods, who allows the mortals to run rampant because they refuse to interfere. He eventually develops a plan, Project Zero Mortals, in which he will eradicate all mortals and gods from the entire multiverse. In the main timeline, thanks to knowledge gained from future Trunks' rival, Beerus travels to Universe 10 and destroys Zamasu, thus sparing the series' main timeline from his plans. However, in an alternate future where Beerus does not destroy Zamasu, the evil Kai apprentice kills his master and steals the time ring before traveling to Universe 6, home of the Super Dragon Balls, which we hadn't even discussed yet. In this new alternate future, Zamasu uses the all-powerful Super Shenron to swap bodies with that timeline's Goku which doesn't even make sense if I think about it, because he's technically dead in that alternate timeline. He died from the heart attack, I thought, but whatever.
Well, maybe. God, I don't know. Yeah, don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it too hard.
Almost done. As a Supreme Kai, he is severely limited in terms of combat strength, explaining why he wanted Goku's Saiyan abilities so that he may carry out his plan himself. Once Zamasu obtains Goku's body and power, he promptly slaughters Gohan, Goten, and Chi-Chi before using the stolen time ring to travel to future Trunks' timeline. There, he joins the Zamasu of that time to enact the Project Zero Mortals, whatever. Yeah, so that makes sense, right?
Yeah. You know, I don't know if there's a movie called Tenet by Christopher Nolan. By the time you were done watching it, there was this infograph, and the same thing with Inception, that explained to you the rules of what you just witnessed or whatever. And I think I need one of those for what you just said.
It's like
you know
the Charlie meme from Sunny, right? where he's just pointing at the wall. He's like,
Pepe Sylvia. Yeah.
like it's just nonsense.
It's a lot. Yeah, I like my version better, where it's less
absolutely.
wordy and convoluted.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, all that stuff is that happened. All that happened.
But a lot of cool visual stuff goes down in that saga.
You watch a whole universe fall apart because like things just got too crazy, and they plucked the emperor of all gods from that universe and bring him into universe 6
he can't die.
You can't kill him. Yeah. So, and you can't just stand there in a void. Even though you're the god of everything, can't you just whatever? Don't think about it. You can't think about it too hard.
Don't think.
It's about the fights. It's about the fights. All right.
Don't think.
Yeah. Future Trunks is back. Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got bluer hair now. Looks like Bulma. It's crazy.
Yeah. He gets his own extra transformation, which is really cool.
But remember, he used that purple hair. Remember, and now it's blue.
Yeah.
It's just like Bulma's. Yeah.
Yeah, his hair just keeps going back and forth. It keeps going back and forth.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. He gets his own version though. He gets his own moment. You get to watch. You get the classic watching Vegeta and Goku fail and come back and win and fail again and win. It's that whole dynamic. Nothing's really different about it. It's just visually cool, especially when they fuse and he gets that Evangelion art, Halo art behind him and stuff like that, and it becomes very Evangelion-esque by the end.
Yep.
Because he's talking in existential riddles.
He sounds very
and stuff
Shakespearean,
like that. Existential riddles.
Very godly, Shakespearean.
Yes, absolutely. So I liked all that stuff. It's a visual treat. And then we got Goo Vegeta right afterwards. We're good bout. Great palate cleanser.
Ups and downs. Peaks and
valleys. Yeah.
Peaks and valleys. But after the so no, actually I think Copy Vegeta might be before Future Trunks.
Oh, is that in between Frieza and?
I have it listed that way.
I gotta be honest. No. You're right. Gotta be honest.
Okay.
Don't care.
Don't care.
I skip that every time I go back for a rewatch. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that. Yeah,
that's fine.
I think I've seen those episodes one time, and that's it for me.
Well, so we go from Future Trunks saga, and before that, so there's 2 tournaments that happen in this series so far. There's the first one,
which is okay fights.
Universe 6. Yep. So that's where we meet Hit, who's a universal hitman. He's just a hitman and the strongest.
Control time. Yeah, he can control. Yeah. Or not control. He can skip time.
Yeah, he can skip time. Yeah, exactly. He's super cool. That's where we first meet him, and that's where we see Goku use the Kaioken mixed with the Super Saiyan Blue.
Yep.
So that was super rad.
Bringing back Kaioken was great. That was a great move.
Yes.
I always liked that move. I never understood why Goku wasn't Kaioken 1000.
Too much strain.
I understand, but he just stopped using it after Frieza Saga. It was just really weird to me. So it was cool to bring that back. If it amplifies your powers and you're more powerful now, why not use the amplifier more?
Sure. It's a give and take because by the end of that fight, it's almost like his back is broken. He just
the Vegeta
has
one really shows it. The more he used it, he couldn't even move for a while, But he's not that guy anymore. He's a god now, Yeah,
that's right.
Let it rip.
That's right.
Let it rip.
Well,
Yeah. Did you like other characters from that universe? Are you a fan of the other Saiyans?
I liked so there's actually a really great moment between hold on because I had the names here a second ago. So like I said earlier on, there's Saiyans in that universe. So it's Universe 6 that has the planet Vegeta, but they call it something else. I forget what the actual name of the planet.
Yeah.
There's living Saiyans. They have a whole planet full of Saiyans. They're smaller in stature. They're physically smaller.
Yeah.
And they don't have
Vegeta kind of they're smaller.
Yeah. But the ones that the one that we meet in the tournament, he's more kid-like. He looks kind of more like a child a little bit.
Yeah, he looks like
a teenager. Yeah. But I like the when he's fighting Vegeta, and Vegeta kind of basically is all right, you know what? I'm gonna be your mentor.
Yeah,
and it's
in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, in the middle of a fight, and trying to he's I'm gonna kill your fucking family. I'm gonna kill everyone you love, everyone you cherish, literally just to get him to go super, because he doesn't know how to go super Saiyan.
Their whole race doesn't know how to go super Saiyan.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's all right, well, I'm going to get this out of you one way or another. And, well, he does. And then by the end of the fight, obviously, he knocks him out and Vegeta wins that round.
Yeah,
but the kid, thanks him. And he's like
and
thank
calls
you
him
so
master for the rest
Yeah.
of the show. Yeah, which I really
And-
like. Sensei.
like,
yeah.
But Vegeta like yells at him and he's like, "Where's your pride?" Because Vegeta's like super into like Saiyan pride and all that, and
Yeah.
just like
Which
he gets
I guess
really
doesn't really exist in Universe 6. They're kind of more of a like chill race,
yeah exactly.
We fight, but we're cool about it,
They haven't been through the things that the Saiyans in universe
Very much
whatever
so.
they're from, Universe 9. I forget what the main cast's universe is. But I just really liked that exchange because he's very mentor real quick on the kid, and like he has like a little smirk on his face when he's like, you know what, I'll come visit your planet one day. You can show me around, the Saiyans, how
Introduce
you
me to your
guys.
king. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really liked that exchange there. I
They have
thought
a
that
good
was really
dynamic,
cool.
yeah. And I like that that's his motivator through the Tournament of Power. He's like, I made a promise to that
Yes.
kid that
Yeah.
I was gonna bring back his reality, so he could fulfill his side of like me meeting more of my people, and it was a
Exactly.
real driving factor for him to keep on trying and going and going. And there was other really emotional stuff where he starts thinking about Bulma and like Trunks, like, dude, if I don't win this, like we're all done, and Vegeta gets his moments, but not fully because Akira, doesn't like
But so having, I don't know if you remember, after rewatching Super again, like I have a way more of an appreciation for Vegeta now that I didn't as a kid. I just didn't have it. And I think in Super, maybe he doesn't get like that, like, Goku level of like, oh shit, like he's hitting that level. He's even with Goku, but like Vegeta has a lot of great moments in Super, like
big time.
And I like them humanizing him, but while he's still like at his core, again, with the whole Saiyan pride and very like about being a warrior, and like that's so important to him. But like
he's come
I
a
like
long way, but he still has a long way to go. We're on like an emotional journey with him, of him just being okay that he's like, you're just a dude and you're second fiddle, and he even has that exchange with Top where it's like, I don't talk to sidekicks, and Top's like, that's the pot calling the kettle black, and like Vegeta's like, yeah, you're right, like it's like he knows that he's right, and I like that Vegeta's slowly starting to learn his place, but like would never admit that like he's lesser than Goku, while
it's still pushing him.
Still pushing him, yeah. It's still him being Goku always being in front of him is the only thing motivating him to get better and better,
Right.
So it's a nice carrot on the string there.
Yeah, it's like it's a super weird friendship. Like he obviously cares.
Very unhealthy.
It's very like he absolutely acknowledges Kakarot's strength and has literally said it. But like again, he's still got to be like, but like I'm the alpha, bitch. Like he's a little bit of Derek. He's got a little bit of that Derek.
We gotta have a little bit of Derek in you.
He's got to be a little alpha about it. Like he can't just fully be like, hey, bro, like kind of give him a high five. Like he can't do that. Vegeta can't do that.
But I would want him to.
No, you're right, exactly, because I like that edge to Vegeta.
Yeah,
that kind of goes against
the chip on the shoulder really adds to some complexities to his drive.
And the exchanges that he has with Goku, because Goku's basically just still a kid on the inside a little bit.
Yeah.
So that back and forth between them is still fantastic and carries into Super, which I really appreciate. And into the Tournament of Power with the things that happen in that. Is there any other main highlights in Tournament of Power that I know we mentioned Master Roshi.
Master Roshi was really great. I like the concept of like there were two Namekians like in the fight.
Yeah.
All the Namekians, like we knew that the stakes of this, and we fused our entire race into these two people. And I'm like, I'm super here for that. That's pretty cool. There were some other like side characters that like Gohan and Tien and some others like get knocked out by. I'm like, God, why did you do that? Like, why are we having like these like fan favorites knocked out by like punk ass like characters that like we're never gonna remember, because I don't even remember what they look like.
Right.
But there was still a lot of highs, like androids, the 17 and 18, big moments between the two of them, especially 17 who wins the whole thing.
He does.
What a subversion of expectations, like.
And you think he's dead at one point?
Yeah, you think he's out, that he like destroys himself or whatever. And I absolutely love his comeback, and like what a cool. Oh, and it's some hearts in the tugging on the heartstring stuff. Android 16 would be super proud that Android 17 is a park ranger, with Android 16's infinite love for animals and stuff like that. Nice little homage, or just paying a little respects to his dead friend there.
That's right.
16 actually one of my favorite underdog characters, not underdog, but like favorite side characters in all of Dragon Ball. I think he has a real nice arc there for the small time that he's there. But yeah, I like the androids being there. I like a lot of the fights with again the Jiren universe. I think a lot of those, especially with like Hit and the Dopo or whatever, the Depot, whatever, the fast rabbit guy.
Disbo.
Dismo, Gizmo. You know,
Gizmo.
they have a really good fight because he can kind of skip time, but the guy is so fast he kind of like eludes time, and it becomes this nice teeter-totter fight. I really enjoyed that fight a lot.
Yeah.
And then Goku and Hit like kind of having an untimely alliance a little bit there. A Hit going against Jiren and holding his own, almost knocking him off. That's pretty cool. You know, we're talking about like the strongest guy we've seen in Dragon Ball so far. You know.
Speaking of unfriendly alliance or whatever it was, the term that you just threw out there, I completely lost the words. Frieza shows up again, Kyle. Shows up again.
Bring up Frieza as much as you want. I don't care, man. I like Frieza, dude. Frieza's great, you know? And it's so Dragon Ball to like turn Nemesis into like that's the whole thing of shonen like in general. Like even Samurai Rurouni Kenshin's like that, where it's like we fought before, but now you're my buddy. You know,
that's right.
Like, that's what anime is. It's about turning enemies into friends and allies and stuff like that. You know,
which they're still not quite friends, but
no, there's nothing friendly about it. Yeah, he kind of like heals them.
Well, there's a moment I'm saying at the end though where like they join forces and it's just like it's so like it just doesn't awesome. You wouldn't think it would happen, but it's amazing though.
There's another moment where like all the main characters, I think it's like 17, Vegeta, Goku, and somebody else, they all do their specials at somebody, big monster or whatever, you know, and I was like, this is so dope.
Yeah, it really.
Everyone using their trump cards right next to each other, you know, like that's background material right there, you know.
And
I like the fusion between the two girl Saiyans, the Khalifa.
Okay, yep.
I liked all that stuff. I thought that was cool.
They fused with the Patara earrings.
Yeah, I like how the rules kept changing in the tournament too. The emperors were like, we don't care, you know, let it go, you know. And I remember that one of the rules being like you can't fly, and I'm like, that's a weird rule. I completely forget that they can't fly because
they just
hover. They hover.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
They turn it off, but there's plenty of times where they're just in the air like for a while.
Sure.
But they're not flying, you know, they're just fighting in the air, you know.
Well, they're jumping so high that I guess it takes a while.
And time is going by so slow for them. It just seems like they're up there for a long time.
But they're talking for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, in the air. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Don't think about it too hard, you know. Again, Dragon Ball has never been about telling a cohesive, like airtight story. It's about just let's get me to the next battle and show me a fucking cool beam, man. That's what I'm here for.
The Master Roshi moment is super cool, and it honestly brought me to few tears, Kyle. Few tears.
Yeah, same.
Because I legit for a second thought he was dead.
Yeah, he gave it all. You know.
Yeah.
And he did die. Didn't like Goku like shoot energy into him or something?
Yeah, he gives him almost like like CPR, like kind of using a key like clear
powered CPR,
yeah, clear, boom.
Sure,
but like the urgency in Goku's voice was like
even
kind of like on par with
the scribe lines, you know.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah, it was very powerful, and then he kind of just like with after he gets him up, he's just like kind of wipes his tears, and that was a very powerful moment.
Gohan like saves Piccolo in the same way Piccolo saved him, right? Doesn't Gohan like?
Yes. Yeah.
Again, could have been like a cooler character could have been doing that to make that moment better, you know. But like I like the
callback
of that, you know. Yeah, it's like Gohan. I mean, I would do the same for you, but what you've done for me, I would do for you. You know, I like that handshake. You know, that exchange.
But Jiren, so Jiren is like ultimately the big bad of like. Everyone needs to like take this guy out because he's like clearly the strongest.
Yeah.
And by the time we get to the end of the Tournament of Power, it's basically Jiren versus because towards Vegeta is there for a while, but then he does ultimately get knocked out, and he gives a little bit of energy to Kakarot. That's like one of the last like human moments that he has as he's kind of like falling off. Yeah. And he throws a bit of energy at Goku. So you have Goku, Frieza, and 17 because we find out 17's actually still alive. And
I don't know what he was doing because androids have unlimited power, so it's not like he was catching his breath. So he was just hanging out for like I don't know 20 minutes doing nothing, which is funny to me. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because the way there's a lot of episodes in the Tournament of Power, and at the end of each episode they're like only 7 minutes.
It's Frieza level. It's Planet Namek levels of time passing.
Yeah,
so I think the Tournament of Power is only 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's 45 20-minute episodes or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I mean, realistically, maybe he was only knocked out for like a minute, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
And the you know the show chronology, yeah, it felt
yeah,
like a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the very end, the last moment, was it like Frieza and Android 17 are kind of like keeping Jiren at bay because I think he throws like a blast at him, and then Goku comes back up because Goku went Ultra Instinct, which is like the big ultimate form that we've reached at with the series, where like, what is it like? It's basically he's fully harnessed like the God energy or something like
It's
that.
more like you are not being anymore. Like it's not,
Yes,
you're not thinking, you're not doing anything. It's just a moment. You're
the
just
body
like,
is just reacting.
yeah, exactly. And like it feels like it's a power beyond God power because like the
Yeah.
gods are like, how did he
Right,
reach
right.
that?
They all
You know, they're
stand up
freaking
and they're
out.
like,
They're
no.
really frazzled by it. So I think
Yeah.
it's something beyond like even like God-like power, and it's just it's a Zen-like state of being, you know, that just that's why Vegeta will never achieve it, because like he doesn't have the capacity to just like be, you know, he's always in his head and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So,
But that's fine because he can go down a different path.
and he does. So
Right.
that's gonna be fun to see. So
But yeah, like so basically Goku, which you know, Spirit Bomb. Shout out to the Spirit Bomb. Goku forms a Spirit Bomb, and Jiren just lets him. He's like, you know what? I respect you, what you're doing right now. Go ahead, collect your energy, do what you got to do, hurl it at me, bro.
yeah,
And that's what triggers, because basically it gets thrown back at him, and like Goku like basically falls into the Spirit Bomb, and like it's like this like freaking black hole like
yeah, something happened. It's
Spirit
like
Bomb situation.
a do or die situation where it's like you're
Yeah.
either gonna get consumed by this or consume it, you know. And
Right.
when he comes up the other side of it, you know,
Yeah, Ultra Instinct.
he's gray or something.
Yeah, like grayish silver. Yeah, because he hasn't fully.
Yeah.
Cause...
everyone was calling it Super Saiyan Silver whenever there was like leaks of it before it actually happened. You know, because the manga was kind of going concurrently with the anime, so like you know, you got glimpses, but there's no color obviously in manga, so it's hard to like get a idea of what it was going to look like. And I remember people calling it Silver, like Super Saiyan Silver, you know, and which is really cool. You know, he has his regular hair, and I like the aura around him and stuff like that. I think it's a really basic form. It's something outside of Saiyan power, you know. So, you know, it's kind of interesting that they would kind of throw that in there.
Yeah, the visual.
Really cool
visuals
is, though. Yeah, that moment falling into the like, it's cool. It's visually cool, you know.
Yeah, the light. Yeah, the like black and white like contrast happening there.
And him screaming and like twisting like in the blood. It's wicked, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And once he fully sort of like unlocks, I guess you could say, within the Tournament of Power, there's almost like a holographic, like the coloring that they do in the anime for when he like is fully Ultra Instinct towards the end there is superb. Like
it looks like a foil card.
Yeah.
Looks like one of the old school like collectible card game foil cards, you know.
It's pretty sick.
It is really cool. Yeah.
But he does lose it because there's just too much strain on his body.
He can't control it. Yeah, he can't control it yet. Yeah.
But that last moment though, which we were mentioning earlier, with basically, so we have a like team up attack moments with Frieza and Goku, dude, and the music is just kicking in, and it's just fucking like.
That's I guess maybe that's my other qualm, is that in the English version they take the Japanese song and do an English version of it, and it's dumb every time.
It's still sick though. Like it's just still
it's
like
so cool because the beat's still there or whatever. But the Japanese version of it is way better. But yeah, dude, I'm talking like fist bumping that like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go the distance. Yeah, that song. Super great, love it, you know, and that song pops up every time Goku's doing something really rad, you know.
Yep.
I think it happens a couple times during the Tournament of Power.
Dude, Frieza asking Goku to like throw hit. He's like, "Throw me, you monkey," or something along the lines. And Goku's like, "Yeah," and he like hurls him like.
I love their synergy in that fight. It's like, boy, they're really like them two.
Yeah. Everyone's mouths hanging open. They're like, "Are those two fighting together?" Like,
yeah, it's super cool. And I like the teeter totter where it's like you don't quite know if like there's moments where you're like, is Frieza about to go on? Is Frieza
right.
Is he teaming up with Frost? You know, like they keep you on your toes the whole time, you know. And I like that about Frieza. He's such a chaotic agent to throw in.
He
there.
really is. He really is.
Oh, other qualm. Don't show me a buff Boo and hype him up and then write him out. Don't. if you ever do that to me again, Akira Toriyama, I'll lose it. I'll lose it on you.
And then he goes to sleep. He goes to sleep.
You can't wake him up when he's like this. I'm like, this is super dumb. Like, why would you had a whole episode about how he's working out and like, it was so dumb. It's the dumbest thing in the entire world.
Dude needs to take back some energy drinks or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, And we already have a sleepy character with Beerus, We can't have two guys who are just like fall asleep when you need them the most,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We forgot to mention Whis can just rewind time, but that's okay.
for like a few seconds, but like he's not supposed to. But
yeah. Frieza kills everybody in a saga, and we're like, we'll do a mulligan on that.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
all right, well,
that's
fine.
Weird. That's fine. Just to strip away Vegeta's like big moment, because Vegeta's like, I'm gonna take care of him, and like doesn't.
right.
Because Akira Toriyama just has a boner for making sure that Vegeta has his moment. So
but it's fine. Vegeta gets a moment towards the end where he does level up a little bit more.
I think it's enough. Yeah, I think it's enough to celebrate with Vegeta's like arc and stuff like that.
Kyle, you're a little more familiar with the manga ahead of the Tournament of Power. Do you want to give us a couple of tidbits of like what what's new to
I don't
look
want
forward
to give spoilers. I know a lot of the fun stuff is like not knowing what's going on, but like the paths that these characters are going on, obviously, is that Goku's a little more like Whis, Vegeta's a little more like Beerus, and those
Angel and like.
Yeah, and God of Destructions. And they're both kind of being trained as, like, not to replacements, but, like, proteges, if you will, in those respective fields or whatever. And you really get to see these two different paths that these warriors are taking. And it's not just about ascending to the next Saiyan number, Now they're on different paths, and I think that really works for it. And we got a really cool enemy that I don't want to spoil at all. Really good bad guy that I haven't read all the manga, so it's because I kind of want to see it, as it's coming out or whatever. So I just kind of get tidbits here and there, but like there's some good stuff there, and we're in for some good fights and a really good main villain. And I don't know anything about the arc after that, so I've really kept secret on that one.
I know that it's something about granola.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody named Granola.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
So,
he's probably not good for you.
Because Toriyama loves apparently, undergarments and food.
And undergarments. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's vegetables and undergarments. That's what we're here for, folks.
Yeah, that's all it's about.
I can't wait. Apparently, we're gonna start getting new episodes weekly next year. They did Super every week. They took a couple like 6-week breaks here and there. They did that for like 2 or 3 years. So it's like we might be in for Dragon Ball Super for a long time. Now that means we're probably gonna get some filler bullshit for sure. You know what I mean? I'm talking Goku. You know what I mean? Talking some real bad stuff here. But that means we're gonna get really good stuff too, because the stuff that they've written is awesome.
They should do something that's like similar to the Goku and Piccolo getting their driver's license. They should have something like that.
Man, we all know that shit was dumb. But low key though, dude, I look back on that and I go, they really got us with that one.
Dude, that was so funny. Like they're just like racing each other and like smashing.
They can fly, and they keep on mentioning like you look green, friend, to like Piccolo. It's like they keep on making like weird alien jokes, filler of that type of love. Tao Pai coming back, and bullying Gohan. That type of stupid shit. You know what I mean? During the Cell Saga,
Didn't even mention, and I don't even. I think she's from Arale or something. There's that little girl like character.
That whole side, like that whole like episode that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
No, hated that. Don't care about that.
That little girl from I'm assuming Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But she like the way that
no, it's from a completely different anime. I think it's a completely different property. This is a manga crossover special that for whatever reason the show was like, we'll make that too. And it's like, no one knows what this is,
Well, I didn't. I had no idea.
I still don't know what it is. I just know it's a different property. It's not Dragon Ball.
Okay. I thought it was Dragon Ball.
It was like a cool crossover thing that only Japanese people probably enjoyed, so or people who are familiar with that other property,
Those crazy Japs.
Well, thank you for making it, crazy Japanese people.
Yeah,
but maybe less episodes like that.
Yes, please. I mean,
it's one of my favorite things to look forward to right now. Like to have that like excitement of like Super coming back and like, man, we're gonna get so many cool moments, and especially after the hype the Brawly movie brought. Like they're like, dude, we're not done yet with like big major fights, man.
Kyle, oh my god, that movie! I rewatched it the other day.
It's wonderful.
It's oh my god, like
It's so much better than the original Broly movie. Like eons and eons and eons better.
The animation in that movie is so
It's
good.
that movie is
oh
so
my god.
I look at that movie and I go, boy, a lot of dollars were exchanged here.
Yeah.
It's super cool. And again, like there's a good example of like immediately after like turning of power, Frieza was totally up to his bullshit again.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get the Dragon Balls. I'm gonna wish to be a little taller, not too much. I don't want people to notice.
Which was funny.
Which was funny. And then I'm gonna train this like Saiyan that like I stumble upon and get my revenge on Goku and Vegeta. It's like that's right. It's always like his thing or whatever.
Yep. He can't go Super Saiyan enough to beat them. Oh, okay. Hey, Broly. Your dad's dead.
Your dad's dead. I think he got killed.
Because I just killed him, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, right. I think he got killed in the crossfire of your fight.
Yeah. And then Broly goes berserk.
I like this cool little girlfriend that liked. We're trying to protect you, Broly. Like I like those characters. I thought that was fun.
And then Kyle. And then we have another homage to GT. We have Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta finally agreeing to learn the fusion dance,
which we get in movie 12 too. I think the Janemba, but it's more of a GT thing. They prefer that. They prefer that form in GT.
But we have the Gogeta fusion.
Which remember, the old movies were not canon, so it's like this is like making Gogeta canon for the first time. Which was a big moment,
Fantastic.
So cool to see them pull off that dumb dance and
which is like super fat. Like they meet up with Piccolo real quick, and they're like, Piccolo hates doing the dance too. He's like,
I hate this, which is so funny. That's what Piccolo is now. He's the guy you call like when you need to like do a stupid errand.
Exactly.
That guy used to be the god of Earth. You know what I mean? Like, and he's been sidelined so hard.
Yeah, teach me the dance, or teach me that the containment whatever wave.
Like, I have a big day of babysitting Pan. Leave me alone.
Right. Yes, exactly. But please, for the love of God, if you haven't watched the Broly movie, go watch that movie.
It's Dragon Ball at its peak, in my opinion. Like that's
its peak.
It's so incredible, and the way that it's drawn is so amazing, and the story is excellent, and you get a lot of tidbits of like Planet Vegeta, like when it was in its heyday and stuff like that. So.
Which I think plays into the future of the manga, because we see Jesus, why can't I think of Goku's dad's name?
Oh, why can I not think of his name?
God damn it!
That guy.
Yeah, no. Hold on.
Goku.
Rat.
Dadku?
Not Raditz. That's his brother.
Dadku.
Bardock. Jesus
Bardock,
Christ. Bardock. God damn it. We're sitting here recording a Dragon Ball thing. We can't remember Bardock.
I got it. Yeah, just edited. That was. Hey, I'm glad we got that on the first try, man. Good job. We're such big Dragon Ball fans. We got it on the first try. We definitely didn't edit this.
Right. Absolutely. So there's that. We meet the mom, which we didn't even know about. So that
no. I don't even think we saw her in like the Bardock special. I don't think we saw like I think we had a Saiyan girl in that movie, but it wasn't perceived that it was Goku's mom or anything. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know.
But I am also looking forward to the series continuing. The Dragon Ball superhero movie that's coming out
in a couple weeks, man.
Yeah. So that's soon.
Because of that,
Yeah. So I think there's gonna be some surprise power ups in that, Kyle. I don't know if you're aware.
I think so. Yeah, I think there's gonna be some superheroes for sure.
Yes, absolutely. But so we kind of bounced around there, and when Super continues, and if there's ever a finality to it, just like with Z, then we'll do like a big boy episode of the whole thing. We'll break it down.
Scene for scene. Yeah. Episode for episode.
Dragon Ball Super Kai. It'll be our version of Dragon Ball Super Kai.
Yeah. You're welcome, Akira. We'll do it for you.
Yeah. He's a tired old man. He's a tired old
man. Yeah. Right.
He's a
tired old, very rich man. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But thank you, Kyle. Thank you for being here. And it was really fun talking Dragon Ball. I look forward to the future when it comes back. We talk about Dragon Ball more.
I hope it's good. I hope we don't hate it all of a sudden. Yeah.
No. My love for Dragon Ball, Kyle, is over 9,000.
Yeah, even if it's bad, I'll probably talk myself. Yeah, I like this. It's like the last season of Scrubs. It's like no one likes this, but like I'll watch it, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think Scrubs was over 9,000. I don't think its power level was over 9,000.
No, not on this level. No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be here for it, no matter what. Ride or die.
Right. Absolutely. All right, Kyle. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.